What specific actions would you work for to increase the number of well-paying jobs in California?
So first of all, at the Small Business Administration, when I served as President Obama's head of the Small Business Administration for the Western states, that was the main thing that my job was to create jobs in our communities. And under my leadership, we created and saved 100,000 jobs across the region. And so small business is certainly one way to generate jobs. Another important way to generate jobs in this state is by investing in our infrastructure. So earlier we talked about seismic retrofits and other ways to make our communities more safe. That's a way that we can create jobs. Green building and greening our state's buildings can also create a lot of green jobs. That's another thing that I worked on at the U.S. Green Building Council. And then we need to look at our job training as well. And I served as head of a nonprofit where we trained low-income young adults on web design and web programming. 80% of them got good jobs in the tech industry. I've also worked closely with Richmond Build, and where they're training folks to put solar on the rooftops. And so through all of those programs, I would like to provide more opportunities for jobs in our community.
As a city council person in Richmond, I created the Richmond Build program, a job training program for adults that emphasizes solar panel installation. I also led a summer youth employment program that started by creating from scratch 300 jobs. We grew it to 500 jobs. I've started an entrepreneurship training program that works with some of the most at-risk youth and young adults that teaches them how to write a business plan. In 8 years, there will be almost 1 million jobs that will go unfilled in our area for people who know how to write code. As an assembly person, I'd be working to help bring those coding jobs and training opportunities to our area. As a school board member, I help to bring the future Lawrence Berkeley National Lab that will be built in Richmond to Richmond. That's going to have over 13,000 jobs, and I'm going to work to build a job training program that will train folks in life science and biotech and the opportunity to work in that community, and to also be an entrepreneur, to serve here in the East Bay, and to support those sectors in our state that can show that they will have growth. I think that we're going to see growth in coding, growth in biotech and life science, and as an assembly person, I'll support those industries for our people.
Yeah, I think I have to use one of my challenges here,
so
because
1 minute.
A man by the name of Sal Vaca founded Richmond Build, and according to Sal, Tony did vote on the city council along with the majority of the council to help fund the program, but it's not quite the same thing as founding the program.
If I may, I'd like to use one of my redirects. I called the very first meeting together to put the program together, and Sal Vaca, who was the director of employment and training at the city of Richmond, was present in that very first meeting. We had a dream. We saw that Richmond was rebuilding itself. At the time, we were building affordable housing. And Sal and I, and members of the building trades and the Chamber of Commerce, all came together with a dream that folks who'd been left out would have the opportunity to rebuild their city. We started simply by saying, let's strengthen our construction training programs to help build folks in who'd have the opportunity. Along the way, we were able to identify new programs to add to that program, including solar panel installation. I'm very grateful to Sal Vaca because he's researched many of the grants that have helped to underwrite the program. I'm very honored to have been one of the founding members of the Richmond Build job training program.